Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Thursday, November 19th, 2015. I'm your host, Alexander Kalafi, saying, hey, 50 episodes of Nintendo News Report. What's up? I am also joined by my esteemed, beloved co-hosts. That is one, Mr. Donald Terrio.
Who might be a little bit distracted tonight because he's trying to explore the world and beat up giant mecha.
That's right, we got Xenoblade Chronicles to talk about very, very soon. I am also joined by one Zachary Miller, who joins us after a relatively brief hiatus. Hello, Zach.
Hi, I was in the hospital because I got this. Look at that pretty thing. That's going into my heart parts.
But you're okay. You're doing better, Zach, right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks to these delicious antibiotics.
Okay, well, in celebration of that, and in celebration of Nintendo News Report 50... Yeah! Cool.
It's like being in a Mario Maker level.
It would actually be a bunch of mariachi shaking, and then a random theme from Mario World if this was Super Mario Maker. But we also have one Scott and Neal joining just a little bit later. My goal for this week was to get all 5 of us on, and I think it's going to happen for at least a brief period of time. It took a lot of work, but at the very least, we are starting off the show with our main cast doing it right. So today, there are a few things we got to go over. One, there is no news this week, so we're not going to be talking about the news. Instead, we're going to be talking about the future Nintendo News Report. We're going to talk about all of the games we've been playing, and not games like regular eShop games or whatever. We're going to be talking about the big Nintendo holiday releases that we've played. We're going to be going over them. We're going to be doing some check-ins with Donald's Xenoblade Chronicles X impressions coming at the very end, saving the best for last. We also have a couple surprises in here, too. I also want to address, just as we begin, last week's episode. We got a lot of feedback from that, and I just want to respond very briefly to it. Thank you for all the feedback you give to the show. Please never stop offering it. Everyone who watches the show is its backbone, and I want this to be the show you deserve. So everything you're telling us, I hear it, I understand. Thank you for telling us, and I will be more considerate of the way I deliver specific opinions that are of a more critical nature in the future. My opinions will not change, but when I want to criticize something like Cloud in Super Smash Bros., I will be considerate of the fact that other people are really damn excited about it, and maybe I'll be a little kinder. Thank you, regardless, for all the feedback you give. If you have more feedback, you can offer it directly to me, Alexander at NintendoWorldReport.com. I will read anything you send, and I will probably respond to every single thing that gets sent to me about this show. We care about it. We want it to be great. That's all.
Can I offer an opinion on Cloud and Smash?
Zach, you weren't here last week. Go ahead.
No, it's not Shantae.
Do you really think Shantae's ever going to get in Smash, Zach?
No.
Do you really think... I mean, if we can be fair...
Shovel Knight has a better chance.
I don't think Shovel Knight's going to get in Smash either. We'll find out next month. But
Cloud in Smash is interesting, but out of all of the third-party characters, he's the one who makes the least sense to me. Despite that, I will probably buy him.
Yeah. Yeah, I might end up.
I like that all the summons are in there. That's kind of cool.
My favorite part of that whole trailer was the music for it. They did nail the music of Final Fantasy VII, which in my opinion is maybe the best part of that game.
It is.
Okay, cool. And maybe when Neal gets on, I'll ask his opinion of what he thought of the Direct. And maybe we'll do a little check in there. Maybe he'll have some nice things to say. Or some critical things to say. We'll see how it turns out. Now I want to talk a little bit about the future of Nintendo News Report. So one issue that we run into a lot on Nintendo News Report is that there are some weeks where there just is not that much news. So we're going to be changing the format of the show up just a little bit. There will still be a video stream like this every single week until we stop doing this show. One of the things about Nintendo News Report is that we go live every single week regardless. However, the style of the show will change a little bit. On weeks where there is actually news, we will do a Nintendo News Report. on weeks where there is pretty much no news, we're going to be introducing this new show called Nintendo World Report at Night. On slow weeks, it's going to be the exact same 5 of us, some combination of the 5 of us, me, Donald, Zach, Neal, Scott, and it'll just be us talking about whatever we want to talk about. Sometimes it could be what we've been playing. Sometimes it could talk about some news story that's really interesting to us. Sometimes it could be something completely off topic, maybe not even related to video games. Our goal is, it's sort of in response to our slower news shows where it just ends up being us dicking around anyways. So this is going to be a more organized version of that, where we come in with new topics each week and we just talk about it, have fun, let loose. Hopefully it turns out great. Once again, on bigger weeks, we will do Nintendo News Report exactly as we've been doing beforehand. Still going to be the show you hopefully love or at least like. And then on huge weeks, like the ones that are there's a Nintendo Direct happening, or there's some huge mobile news, or we have maybe something on the scale of Iwata, God forbid, like one of those things happening again. Those will be specials, where it's not going to be called Nintendo News Report. It will be called Nintendo Direct Reaction. It'll be exactly the way it's been happening now. So basically, on weeks something huge happens, we give it its own dedicated show. Nintendo News Report on weeks where there is news worth talking about. And Nintendo World Report at Night, our new video show, will be happening on slow weeks. That is our plan. If you have any feedback, once again, get to us in the comments, in the email, alexander@nintendoworldreport.com. Donald, how do you feel about all this?
Well, this seems like a good time of year to introduce that because aside from maybe the Game Awards having a reveal or two, we're probably not going to see very much news the next few weeks. Mm-hmm. Maybe we get some stuff around Black Friday next week, but that's about it.
Sure.
Yeah, because the eShop's having its own sale, which will probably be not worth it.
Yeah, and there will be something going up on the site early next week with just the list of deals. It's actually pretty long this year for Nintendo stuff, and that's not even counting the digital stuff. But at this point, I'm basically waiting on Amazon for that. But again, in December, there's not a whole lot of news to talk about, honestly. Probably the only time we're going to have to break into a special is that Smash Direct, whenever that is.
Yes. And our plan for Game of the Year is that, assuming there's no huge news, it will be happening the week after Xenoblade releases. We're going to be doing a Game of the Year show. It's going to be whoever shows up on this between us 5, hopefully all 5 of us, but at least 3 of us, we're going to be doing our Game of the Year. It'll be multi-platform, so other systems are going to be counted too, just our top 5 games of the year in general. We're going to talk about all of them. You may be a little concerned that it's not just Nintendo, but I already have a very loose top 5 ordered, and at least 3 of the games, maybe 4, are going to be Nintendo anyways. Nintendo's had one of their best years in years, in my opinion, and I think that
You're a crazy person. You're a crazy person.
Well,
you're the only one on the whole site who feels that way. But I respect your opinion.
Zach,
I think Donald is.
I've got one non-Nintendo game in my top 5 as it stands right now.
Yeah, I probably do too, because I haven't played my other systems for shit.
Well, the thing about Nintendo in 2015 is that it's not the big games that are the ones that end up being top 5. Unfortunately, Nintendo's major releases this year have not panned out that great. Their major releases in November are Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which we're not going to be talking much about tonight. We have reviews. We have a video discussion, I think. Giant Bomb, that's not Nintendo World Report, but they just did a great video stream going over it. Unfortunately, not that favorable of a game. And then you got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which I haven't even played yet. I don't even have the review copy of that game yet. And then there's also Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, which did not review very well either. You can read 2 reviews for that game on our site. However, Super Mario Maker I love. Splatoon is the most original Nintendo game in years.
Oh yeah, Splatoon.
And Monster Hunter 4 is incredible. Now, I really hate that I just revealed what 3 of my top 5 games are going to be, but there are some games that Nintendo put out this year that I really, really adore.
My games are largely Nintendo-based, but third-party.
Where you at, Donald?
As it stands right now, the only question is, is Xenoblade going to be in the top 5, and if so, how high up the list? But I think Splatoon might sneak into the bottom of the top 5, but I think I've got a pretty interesting set of stuff for my top 5, including a game that I know Zach has put a lot of time into.
Hmm?
Oh boy, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yes, this will probably break into my top 5 if it already hasn't. So cute.
Right now,
Oh, you have the blue one.
I found the blue one. I found it at a GameStop. It was in the back. I think another kid was trying to hide it. I found one. Now I have the blue Yoshi. I have the blue Yoshi.
I want that, and I kind of want the Mega one too.
I also got this guy this week. Tom Nook. I want KK Slider. I might end up doing the import to get the solo one because I don't want those alpacas. But I had a good amiibo week. Talk, Donald.
Yeah, because for some reason the Mewtwo was delayed until this week in Canada. And our Twilight Princess HD is $100 for some ungodly reason.
Oh my gosh.
It's a pretty big
You
amiibo.
could just go buy it on GameCube, Donald, for the same price.
I already own it on GameCube. I mainly in it for the amiibo and the soundtrack. I admit I have no shame. But hey, it'll be nice to play a Zelda game that I can actually play without getting seasick.
It'll be pretty good. We have a Neal. We have a Neal.
A wild Neal appears.
Four of us.
You shaved your mustache.
Yeah. No, it was getting long.
You look weird without it. You look so much younger.
I did. I mean, I was rocking like the Van Dyke / full beard for a very long time. This is weird.
It's November. What are you doing?
It's called It Got Itchy, and I was bored, so that's all I got.
Now, you guys laugh at this, but if the Packers win on Sunday, this is why they won.
I was going to say, the Packers win on Sunday, this will just all come back.
Oh, so we're not blaming personal issues, I see.
No, oh God. I mean, we could just talk about the Packers, guys.
But we're not gonna, because I want people to watch this stream.
But actually, no. This has a tangential relation to video games, because former G4 host Olivia Munn, who's dating the Packers quarterback, had a wonderful put down of a journalist who called out that being like, well, you know, Aaron Rodgers is dating Olivia Munn, so maybe that's why he's not playing well.
Ooh!
All right, yeah. So video games, what's up?
Okay, cool. Already went over Nintendo World Report plans. Nintendo News Report plans. That's going great. Already explained. We talked about fall a little bit. Now we're doing an amiibo check-in. Zach showed me his Yoshi amiibo. I showed my blue guy. Neal, as someone who was collecting amiibo very heavy from the beginning, tell me where you're at, or do you have something to show us?
I was going to go grab something if you give me a moment.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. So, in Nintendo News Report fashion, we are doing an amiibo check-in this week, I guess. Which is exactly what I wanted. It's not planned, but it's what I wanted.
All right, so my show and tell is, I think, one of the most underrated games of the fall should be Robo.
I got that.
We also have the best thing about Skylanders this year, Donkey Kong.
Bowser one's better.
And why not? Here's a Lego DeLorean. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
None of this? None of this?
I mean, I have that, but you already have that, so it seemed pointless.
I think I won, though.
What?
Yeah, Donald wins.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping that you would be playing during the show.
I am.
It's the only way he's going to be able to get the review done.
Well, that and I'm estimating I'm going to be putting in about 30 to 35 hours on this game just between when I get home from work tomorrow night and when I go back to work on Monday.
Oh, my God.
I like this because it's the last thing we're going to be talking about, so I like that you're teasing it, Donald. Yeah. I like that. That's a good co-host you're being.
Let's talk about Yoshi before I have to leave.
Oh yeah, because we got you. I was gonna wait for Scott, but you're right. We need to talk about Yoshi's Woolly World. I'm so close to buying this game. Should I buy it, Zach?
Yes, Scott. Yes.
Yes, very.
That is the most Yoshi's Island since Yoshi's Island.
All right, Zach. I'm so close to actually taking this game out of the shrink wrap. Should I do that?
Yes.
I bought it a while ago, and like reviews came up. I moved.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Busy.
No,
went to Green Bay.
Yeah, I did too.
I think you stayed there.
I did. Oh. It is super good, and it is literally the only thing I don't like about it is that I'm kind of sick of the yarn aesthetic. Everything is yarn.
Ooh.
I kind of got my.
I feel like it was kind of played out a little bit. Like by the end of Epic Yarn, I was like, that was great. I can't wait to because they had Goodfield and Wario Land's. I was gonna say Smash, but
Wario Land Shake It. I love that animated style.
Had like a great like cartoon art style, and then Epic Yarn had that really cool yarn art style, and it was kind of like, I wonder what they're gonna do next time. And they just did the yarn art style again, which I still think looks really cute, but.
And it's more detailed, and like there are more. I don't know, more kinds of yarn, and they do different things with the yarn, but like it's yarn, and there's still gems. You're still collecting gems. You can die. You go back to a checkpoint. You're collecting 5 flowers. You collect 5 little yarn. What do they call the skein? Is it a skein?
Skein of yarn or something like that.
A skein of yarn. You collect 5 skeins of yarn in each stage, and if you collect all 5, you unlock a new Yoshi pattern. But then you also have to get a full health bar, and you also have to get 20. Their versions of red coins are special gems, which are invisible. They look like any other gem, but there's 20 hidden gems in each stage, and so there's way too many things to collect.
That's what it seemed from playing it at E3, and is that it was just like, and there's this to collect, and there's that to collect, and there's this to collect.
Yeah. So I mean, don't go into this thinking you're going to 100% the game anytime soon, but you absolutely don't have to do that to move forward, and it's super charming. I mean, it's a really fun game. The mechanics are great. I just wish it were something other than yarn.
Okay, let me ask you this then. My specific situation is that I am someone who did not love Kirby's Epic Yarn. It was not for me because of how super duper easy it was and lack of challenge it had.
Yes.
But Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite platformers ever.
It gets hard quickly.
Yoshi's Woolly World actually gets challenging?
Yeah. It does.
That makes me extremely happy to hear.
I don't think it's anywhere, like, I'm only in the 3rd level, and it's...
3rd world? You
world,
haven't just played 3... Okay.
Okay, but, so it's not yet as hard as the hard stuff in Yoshi's Island, but it's probably picking up the challenge. I mean, the challenge is definitely going up. And they actually use a lot of things from Yoshi's Island, which I was surprised about. You've got remember the mama bird who you jump on her head and then all of her babies turn into your eggs?
Oh, yeah.
That's in this. The seagulls are in this. The little ghost things are in this that fly by and you can eat them. I mean, there's a lot of stuff from Yoshi's Island. The blargs are there in the lava stages. There's a lot of stuff directly from Yoshi's Island that's been yarnified. So it really does feel like an actual Yoshi's Island game.
So you might actually, this might be the true sequel to Yoshi's Island then.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It feels more like a Yoshi's Island game than Yoshi's Island 2 did, or DS or whatever it was called. And I didn't play Yoshi's New Island. I mean, I'm kind of alone in saying this, but I've always liked Yoshi's Story. I felt like Yoshi's Story was...
I'm there with you,
it was a true sequel to Yoshi's Island because it did something different. It wasn't just carrying Mario around anymore, but you're still trying to find things in stages. I mean, that game's actually super freaking easy. If you want.
But I mean, I think that I feel like Yoshi's Story gets a bad rap because it wasn't just Yoshi's Island again, which is what everyone wanted, and then they got that Yoshi Island DS, and I know some people like that game. I hate that game.
I actually 100%.
I do not like Yoshi's Island DS at all. New Island was okay.
Yeah.
But Yoshi's Story, I feel like it's not amazing. It's got a fantastic soundtrack, like holy hell.
It does. And I like the art style.
But yeah, I mean the art style was cool, and I liked what they were going for in that game. It just, if you didn't get into like checking out all the different levels that you could, you beat 4 stages, I think, and the game's over.
Right.
There's a
it
lot of
definitely
repetition.
encouraged replayability because
Yeah.
it's so short.
Which when I first played that, I guess I would have been like 10 years old, and I dug it. And even a couple years later, I remember replaying it like midway through the GameCube era and still enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good. So I consider Yoshi's Island a true sequel, but if we're talking about true blue sequel to Yoshi's Island, then yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World is definitely it.
Okay.
Do it, man. Do it.
Next time I can get it for less than $40.
I
will buy it.
have not tried the Amiibo features because nobody's going to play this game with me.
Okay.
Well, isn't that the point of the Amiibo feature, or?
I thought the Amiibo feature was co-op.
It's a CPU co-op.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
CPU co-op. Well, I don't care about CPUs. They're stupid.
Or
Well, that's
you
the
can,
thing. I
they're
do they
Your
are
literally-
Amiibo can be your friend, Zach.
or you can
Amiibo
play
can be your friend.
or you can play as a Yarn Yoshi Mega Man.
Yeah.
By the way, all of the God, I have too many Amiibos, but I spent like a half hour scanning all the stupid Amiibos I have into the game. None of the Pokemon ones work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Ren said it's because the Pokemon company is very stingy with how they
This is true.
hand out their Pokemon
company
stuff.
to the Pokemon, yeah. And I think my favorite little quality of life thing is that when you get a collectible in a stage, it stays got once you beat it.
Yes, that's good. And but that's been carried over from Yoshi's New Island and Yoshi DS, I think. Maybe not DS, but certainly Yoshi's New Island.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been carried over, thank God. But there are actually some collectibles like you'll be thinking, where the hell is it? Like the middle flower. I just got the second flower. Okay, 5 minutes later you get the fourth flower. You're like, where the hell is the third? There's nowhere it could be.
That sounds
But that
like
was a
video
problem
game.
in Yoshi's Island too. Huh?
That sounds like a video game where you're like, there's a collectible. I'm not sure where it is. I'm going to have to figure this one out.
Yeah, it's true. But I like it a lot. It's definitely going to be in my top 5 this year.
Yeah, I need to crack it open.
By the way, all the Amiibo Yoshis, for the most part, look hideous.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an unholy alliance, it seems, where it's just like, now he's got a mustache. Everybody run.
Yeah.
Although I like the Mega Man one, and I like Ness Yoshi. That one looks good.
I don't have a NES, so I wouldn't know. But the Mega Man Yoshi is just blue with red spots on his cheeks.
Is there anything special about the Amiibo other than pure aesthetic?
Aesthetic.
It doesn't do sound. Yes!
Right as I'm walking out the door.
We got 5. It took a lot of work. It took 2 weeks, but we got and the stream's not destroyed yet. I have the 2 original hosts and the 2 new hosts.
Well,
cool.
I'll leave so that the stream doesn't break, and besides, I have to leave, and because
Okay,
people.
but let's take. We did 50 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how.
Okay, you can leave, Zach. I wanted to bathe in this for a second. I'm very happy. 5-man stream. I want to make Game of the Year happen with all 5 of us again now that I know it can work.
I like how you weren't promising that before.
There's not even any guarantees for this, and it's happening right now. Let's take things one step at a time. Thank you so much for joining me and sticking around, Zach.
Later, guys.
Bye, Zach. I love you.
I love you too. We'll do Xanstars sometime soon.
Cool.
Late.
Speaking. Actually, no, Zach. Or not Zach, but
He's
Scott.
gone.
Zach is gone. Scott is here. Tell us a tiny, tiny bit about Yoshi's Woolly World. We just wrapped it up, but I do want to hear your quick thought.
Make it quick.
Let's jump right back in. It's fantastic. It's the best Yoshi's game since Yoshi's Island by far. It may even rival that game. I don't know. But I'm really enjoying playing co-op with my wife. I love the look of the game, obviously, and I think where it differs from something like Kirby's Epic Yarn is it is actually challenging. Kirby's Epic Yarn really was pretty easy and just challenging, I guess, if you wanted to collect every single little bead. And while that's part of the challenge in Yoshi, I feel like just in general, too, the levels are tougher. You can die. which is nice. Of course, there's not like you have lives or anything. You don't really lose progress. You just kind of go back to a midway point. So it's not real like punitive or anything. But still, I mean, it's just it's really well done. It's beautiful. It's like it's so cute. It just like kills me playing that game. And yeah, I just like it a whole bunch.
That's good. All of you ganging up and saying, "Hey, Yoshi's Woolly World is real great." I'm probably gonna get it pretty soon, and that makes me really happy.
I'm probably gonna actually play it soon. I'm excited for that.
Okay. Okay.
I want to get back to it. Well, it's just I'm a little distracted right now.
Cool.
No, I'm only at the end of World 1, and I still want to see more of that game. So I think I know what my next project is once I can get this Xenoblade review at the door.
So
Teasing
like,
it again.
Yeah. When you're done Xenoblade 4 years from now.
4?
Oh boy. Okay, next up, Nintendo Badge Arcade. Now this is a weird one to add, but I added it specifically in response to a comment from last week saying, hey, these guys don't know what they're talking about because they haven't played Nintendo Badge Arcade. They should play Nintendo Badge Arcade.
You guys got my comment! That's awesome.
I finally played it. I don't... Donald, did you?
No.
Okay, I finally played it.
Every goddamn day since it came out.
And you know what? So have I, because you're right when you're right. Nintendo Badge Arcade is really damn good.
It's charming as fuck.
It's charming as fuck. I have no use for the badges. I never will. But they just added Pokemon ones, and it's a realistic claw machine, and you can get free actual plays. Like, you don't have to spend money.
Yeah,
that's what makes me happy.
Full disclosure, spent $3. But I don't like. It's the kind of thing where, like, if you were to be like, "Oh, this thing's it's like $5," like I probably would have bought it. So I don't really feel bad about throwing $3 into it. But that was before I even knew there were free plays, because they don't necessarily tell you on the first day, being like, "Hey, if you play the practice thing every day, you can get some free stuff." So I was all in, being like, "I need to get this Zelda stuff right now," and I've been kind of just checking it out every day because it's it's like a 5-minute thing. You do the practice. Sometimes they'll have some really wonderfully written, like, commentary from the rabbit there, like some really funny stuff where, like, he asks you questions about Pokemon, and then, like, he fights you in Pokemon, and, like, he has a Rayquaza, I had a Charmander, and I did Dragon Rage, and killed that little shit.
Dragon Claw, Neal.
Dragon Claw, my bad. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just really fun, and I'm at a point where, I mean, I was all about getting those Zelda badges, and I got the ones that I wanted, and since then, it's just like, okay, I get some free plays. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go try to get like this Pikmin settings icon, and then put that on my screen. Like, it's not like there will come up where there will be one where I'll be like, all right, now I need to throw in $1. I need to get all these badges, but I mean, outside of the Zelda stuff, I haven't had anything that's been like demanding I spend money to get it. I just use my free plays and get some stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
So,
And go ahead.
Did you get the Hello Kitty stuff today?
No, that was only in Japan. So far, in America, they had some retro stuff. So, like Game Boy and Super Famicom for some reason. I guess they're cheap and they're not going to actually make the Super Nintendo. So I have some of those badges. They had a lot of Link Between Worlds and old school Zelda. They had some Mario Maker stuff, some Super Mario Brothers stuff, Animal Crossing, Rhythm Heaven, Pikmin, Pushmo, Box Boy, Pokemon. Like there's a lot of stuff from a wide variety of things, and it's kind of shameless advertising because it is just like, I've been playing this game. It's called Splatoon. Are you a squid or a kid? Buy the game. It's on Wii U.
There we go. Splatoon. The Splatoon badges are actually really good.
Yeah, no, that was a game that I left out of my badge count. But yeah, no, I mean, all the badges look cool.
Yeah. Excellent. I think that's all we'll talk about Nintendo Badge Arcade, because you can only spread that premise so thin.
Yeah.
Moving on to Yokai Watch. I have only played about an hour or two of this. That's not because I don't like it. That's because I've been playing too much Mario Maker.
That's a suitable excuse.
Yokai Watch, as I understand it, based on what I've played, is like Pokemon, but with this slightly real-time. I would almost call it Xenoblade gameplay.
No, I think
but you know where I'm coming from.
No, the perfect analog for Yokai Watch. I put about like 15 hours into it, and I think I'm putting it down, but we'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
I think the better analog to this, and it kind of just hit me like a ton of bricks, and then I had a bunch of people on Twitter be like, "Oh, you only just figured that out now?" It's Shin Megami Tensei. Like Yokai Watch is to Mega 10 as Pokemon is to Dragon Quest. Like that's kind of what it seems like to me. Where I mean, like some of the, I mean, it's like a basic version of like the demon negotiation, but figuring out what their favorite foods are and trying to get the different ghosts and just the overall kind of tone of the story and the characters in the world reminded me a lot more of Mega 10 and the way that series plays than it did Pokemon and Dragon Quest.
But the format of the game is somewhat Pokemon-like, except for the fact that the world is on a much smaller scale, and instead of being a linear story that you progress through with like off the beaten paths, it's quest-based, almost like an open world game, which is very interesting.
And it's very like there's a lot of bonus stuff and everything, but kind of why I put the game down is like I was having fun with it. The battle system is definitely a little limited. Whereas I don't think it's like my initial impression of it from playing the demo both at E3 and when it came out on the eShop was like, oh, this is like I'm gonna fall asleep with this battle system, and it's a little better than that because it is just a lot of automated stuff, and then you just do like the special attacks. But there's a lot of like kind of moment-to-moment management of making sure you have the right team out there, cycling through everything, making sure they're healed, putting out boosts and stuff like that. Like that's kind of fun, but there's a lot of palette swaps with like the yokai that you can catch, or I guess befriend, and it's also super obtuse to figure out how to even get different yokai, and that's just really really frustrating because it's like, all right, you know what, I want to get this one. Okay, I figured out what his favorite food is because that's what you do. You try to feed them to sway them, and there's still like an RNG on top of that before he'll even join you, and it feels very like slapdash in that respect, and it just kind of got to a point where I'm like, what am I doing? I could be spending my time playing other games like Nintendo Badge Arcade.
Sure. One issue I'm having, and this is completely an Alex problem, is that because they're releasing this in the Pokemon slot, and because this game is getting pushed and presented in a very Pokemon-like way, me, as such a big Pokemon fan, is setting my expectations to Pokemon when I play it. And that's not healthy for this game, because in most of the things I love about Pokemon, this game unfortunately does not stack up. The monster designs just aren't there. The world just isn't there. The story and charm, unfortunately, just isn't there. And on its own, I'm pretty sure it's a really good game and deserves all the 8s and 8.5s it got. But because I buy this and go into this expecting Pokemon, I'm almost ruining my own experience as a result because I go into it wanting this very specific thing, and it's just not that.
And I think that's the challenge of even just bringing a game like Yokai Watch over to America, because what we were all kind of sold just through, and this is just people talking about it, that like Yokai Watch is gigantic in Japan, just like Pokemon was. And that's basically what we all heard since the damn thing debuted. So then the game actually comes out and it's just like, oh, okay, it's not really like Pokemon.
Yeah. It's not. It is like Pokemon. The tone is like Pokemon visually and stylistically. It is very much trying to be Pokemon. The house that you started at the beginning of the game feels like they tried making a Pokemon game. Except I'm actually a little impressed with the visual style because it looks like what Pokemon Gen 7 is probably going to look like, where when you go into the house, you take your shoes off like a good Japanese boy.
Or girl. I'm a girl in Yokai Watch.
There are girl options in Yokai.
And it's kind of funny because the male and the female character, I guess it's like the default names are like Nate and Katie, is that they both exist in the world, but like they're just oddly kind of paired together throughout everything. Because like if you play as Nate or if you play as Katie, then you will interact with Nate or Katie, and then even have stuff with the parents where like there's one mission where like you you have to do something to like make the parents stop fighting, and it would be Nate's parents or it would be Katie's parents, and then there's like you go to like your dad's work, and then Nate's dad's there as well.
Just a couple of dads.
Yep, just hanging out, being like, we have the big meeting. Shit.
Did all the donuts get eaten at that meeting too?
No, maybe. I mean, we didn't see the meeting. I just dropped off the papers and then peaced.
That is also.
And they're like, you had to take the train to get there, and then like you get out of your dad's office, and then you walk 2 blocks and you're at your house, and you're like, what? How lazy are these people? He took the train to get here? The train's farther away. Like, to walk to the train to get to the office is like, I could have just walked directly to the office, but I guess they didn't want you crossing the road. Yeah, there's something really messed up with Yokai Watch there, because like, if you go over a crosswalk without like hitting the button, because then it'll wait, then every now and then you'll just get attacked by a really, really powerful yokai. And then, like, that happened to me. I did not know what was even happening. I got my shit wrecked. And then, like, your little partner ghost is just like, yo, man, maybe you should wait at the crosswalk until it says walk.
It's kind of like those old-timey like laws that were like, if you try to commit suicide and fail, we'll sentence you to death.
But the best is that, like, you can just go right next to the crosswalk and cross the road, and no one cares. It's Yokai Watch is a very tough world to live in.
Well, I mean, they didn't decide to release Assassin's Creed 2 first over here to compare it to. Well, they did in America, but I mean, like, they're releasing the first game in this series, so there's a chance that most of this stuff is fixed by now. I have no idea.
From what I heard from talking to people who have played, I guess there's Yokai Watch 2. I don't think 3's out yet. It's announced, and then there's Yokai Watch Busters. Yeah, which is it's like Ghostbusters joke. I don't know. But Yokai Watch 2, from what I've heard, fixes a lot of the kind of basic issues, like the simplified battle system. It's deeper in Yokai Watch 2, and I think there's less palette swaps in Yokai Watch 2, and I think it's just a far better game.
That's good. That's good to hear.
And I hope we get it. I hope we get it, because even though I'm put my 15 hours into it and I'm done, I'm interested to see what happens next.
I think we will. I don't know if we're going to get Yokai Watch 3. I think Yokai Watch 2's localization is probably well underway.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be... I would say, fall, like anywhere, like the second half of next year. I don't know when.
Yeah.
We don't have enough 3DS RPGs already next year, though.
Well, all the more reason to have one more, right? Yeah. Okay. There's Yokai Watch. And right before we get to the last one, just want to note again that Amiibo Festival, read the review on the site, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, watch Neal and Matt West and Don, you guys all did a video?
Yeah, we talked about it. We recorded that last night. We talked about it for about 10 to 15 minutes about how Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, or Ultra Slam, or whatever the hell it's called, kind of sucks. Don, like, loses his shit halfway through the video. It's pretty good.
It sounds like it's a very bare-bones experience.
It is.
Okay. And then Pokemon, even though I really want to talk about it, we don't have access to it yet. Hopefully on a future episode of Nintendo News Report, I will be able to talk more about Pokemon.
I guess for anyone who wants to know about Inside Baseball, the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon review copies have not gone out. The game comes out in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it might show. I think it might show up tomorrow.
Okay.
So then hopefully you'll be playing it by next week.
Yeah, it's just weird because this game, like, for all the crappy Nintendo games that came out this fall, this one sounds like it's pretty good. Or at least I was talking to Mystery Dungeon.
I was talking to people who played the Japanese version, and apparently, and I know you liked, what was it, Gates to Infinity was the previous Mystery Dungeon.
Most people didn't, but I gave it an 8.5, yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking to people who have played the Japanese version of Super Mystery Dungeon, and it seems like the general consensus is that it's not that bad. Like, it's way better than Gates to Infinity, and it's probably the best that series has ever been.
Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to
find out in about an hour and 15 minutes.
An hour and 15 minutes. Everyone watching this is going to be able to play it before I will, so enjoy.
Yeah, let us know. Write a comment if you like Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Just don't do what I did with Little Battlers Experience and eShop the thing to try and get the review out. They're going to come through.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can hope.
And I want to ask Neal for his quick shot of the Nintendo Direct, but I think we should talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X first, just so we can talk about all the games together. So, Donald, tell me all about your experience with Xenoblade Chronicles X.
I have died more in Xenoblade X than I think I have in any RPG in the last decade and a half.
How far are you now, Donald?
I am currently running through Chapter 4.
Okay, that's about where I left off when I sent it to you. For some background on the fact about how I played this game before Donald did, even though he's reviewed it, we got mailed a physical copy, but it came to me the day before Veterans Day, which is a mail holiday. So I got it on what was it? I think I got it on a Tuesday night and couldn't mail it to him until Thursday morning. So guess what I did on Tuesday and Wednesday night? Play the shit out of Xenoblade.
Yep.
And it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. I mean, I'm like I talked a lot about draw distance when we were talking about Rodea, and this game absolutely blows it away. And there's I'm right now I'm looking at this dinosaur thing that has to be 50 feet tall, and it's just sitting there and it's doing its thing, and there's a whole bunch of enemies around me, and
I can see it in the reflection of your glasses.
yeah.
Embargo! No.
Oh no, don't worry. We are well past any sort of preview embargo here.
Yeah,
Does this count as a preview?
You can turn the camera around and we could stream it right now. Let's do it.
I don't think we want to go that far. I mean, my laptop's kind of screwed up right now.
So could you just turn it around just for a second? Just give us a taste.
All right.
World exclusive.
World exclusive.
Okay, a little lower.
Little lower.
There's the mini map.
A little lower.
By the way, this is our video review right now.
Yeah.
This is all the
Did
people
you
we're
actually-
using.
Actual direct feed from the final version of Xenoblade. We've got some up on the YouTube channel that you're on right now.
All right. So did any of that come through?
Yep.
Barely.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
I gotta be honest, when you turned your laptop around, I was hoping we would just see like cocaine and hookers in the corner. It's like waiting for you to finish this.
We had enough trouble with trying to get me on Tinder.
That's some real inside baseball right there.
But okay. So the one thing that I think, and I realized I wrote a preview for Xenoblade Chronicles X last week. And someone called it out in the comments on NintendoWorldReport.com about how it was a little negative, and I feel kind of bad that it came off that way. But there is one thing that I'm kind of noticing, and that's they're really the story's kind of just meh in Xenoblade Chronicles X, but that's not a bad thing. It's just that it's a fact that the story in Xenoblade Chronicles is insane, crazy, beautiful, wonderful, and in X it's just kind of you're on this new planet. There's some bad shit, I guess. Try not to die.
As I say, I really enjoyed the story of Xenoblade Chronicles, as insane as it continued to get as you got further and further up until the very end, in standard JRPG fashion. But I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Kind of disappointing. I mean, are you guys enjoying it? Because I gotta admit, a year ago, I was balls excited for this game. I couldn't wait. But now, a year removed, and it's got Fallout 4 to play, and there's just other things coming out, and it's kind of this is sort of fallen to the back burner for me. And I'm just not really I don't know that this is day one, gotta pick it up, gotta play it. I mean, but you guys seem to both have enjoyed it, right? In what you've played so far?
Yes, very much so. Although, I mean, really, the one thing that it's missing from Xenoblade Chronicles is the total absence of story. There is a story there. There are some things that happen that are kind of surprising and interesting, but it just doesn't. And I haven't finished it yet. But I've talked to people who have finished it and kind of asked them about the story. And that it's not it's totally devoid of it, but it's just not. It's not Xenoblade Chronicles, which I think that Xenoblade Chronicles is way too fucking long. But that story is it's like Chrono Cross to me.
Yeah.
Where it's just it's the kind of thing that you're okay, this is holy shit, really? Okay, I guess just kill everybody from the previous game. Why not? Who fucking cares?
Oh.
I mean, it's great for the same reason Metal Gear game stories are so beloved.
Yeah.
Like, that is the heart of that game. Xenoblade Chronicles, the story is the heart of that game. The world is still amazing, and the fact that they're probably, it sounds like they're playing more into it here, but, like,
Yeah.
that's a good thing, but it's saying it's not Xenoblade Chronicles does not mean it's worse than Xenoblade Chronicles based on what I'm hearing. It sounds like it's just a different game in the same universe.
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't even know if I'd say the same universe, because I can't say this with absolute certainty, although I was really hoping for a Chrono Cross-like tie-in from X into the original. I don't think it's there. I hope that I'm wrong. But, like, I think it's just more... I think there's even quotes from some of the people at Monolith Soft kind of just saying that, like, it's like Final Fantasy. There are similarities, like no pawns show up. But other than, like, I mean, basically no pawns are like Moogles in these games.
right,
Um,
right.
And, like, there are similarities in some aspects. Like, there's a lot of the arts, and the battle system's very similar. There's a lot of arts that I'm like, oh yeah, that was in Xenoblade. Like, there's a lot of similarities, and I mean, there's a reason why it's called Xenoblade Chronicles X and not something entirely different. Like, it's a sequel in gameplay, not a sequel in story and world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so playing it, even if the story isn't there, like when you have played it, like mechanically, has it kind of sucked you in the same way that
Yeah.
Chronicles did?
I think the battle system's better. I think there's more room for kind of variation and experimentation, because what they do in this one is, I mean, you create the character, and then you can go out. I think you can have 4 people in your party. Could you only have 3 in the original, or
Yeah.
could you have
I
4?
think so, yeah.
3.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can have 4 in X.
Okay.
And with your created character, like, yeah, you level up your arts and you level up in general, but you also have, like, classes. So, like, you have, like, a basic class that you start off with, and you have arts that you can use with that class and weapons that you can use with that class. And then once you, like, finish ranking up that, then you have the option of 3 different classes. And you're kind of encouraged to switch between the different classes, rank them up, unlock more classes. And each one, while there's arts that carry over between them, you're kind of dealing with, it's almost like a completely different loadout. Like, I went from, like, being, you could go from being someone reliant on, like, buffing and being more defensive to someone who's just like, all right, you have all these arts, you're just going to attack that dude right in the face.
Yeah.
And that makes it kind of interesting, because it's not like, I mean, whereas, Xenoblade, and I don't know if you can switch characters, although don't quote me 100%, but, like, with Xenoblade, like, okay, this is how Shulk plays, this is how Rain plays, like there was very much, like, each one had their role, and that was really interesting, because a lot of them kind of toyed with convention and how you control characters in RPGs, and with, like, the classes that they had, but they were all kind of locked into that, whereas your created character has so much more flexibility.
Yeah, I literally just swapped to Lynn, so I'm playing as Lynn right now.
Okay.
You can't swap in battle.
How the hell do you do that? I mean, I didn't really dig around too deep. I was kind of just focused on playing as much of the game as I could.
Yeah, it's under the party members.
Okay.
On the top of the list.
All right. Okay.
Well, it's good to hear, because, like, probably my one complaint about Chronicles, as much as I adore it, is just the fact that even though you supposedly had the freedom to kind of create any party you wanted, you really had to have a healer, and there were, like, only 2 real healers, and so you're kind of locked into using one of them.
For a big part of the game, you had to have Shulk in your party because of the whole Monado powers.
Right, and eventually then you can, like, you can buy gear that will automatically, hurt. I can't even make the
Mechons.
Thank you.
And even though they actually do kind of an interesting thing with healing in this game too, where you don't even need any healing spells. It just, I don't know if there's a way to trigger it necessarily, but it's the whole soul voice mechanic, which I've heard them talk about before, where it's like just in the middle of battle, you know how you get, like, those time button presses where it just be like, there's the B button, press it.
Yeah.
When you time that, then that's how you heal. And there are a couple arts where it's like you'll regen, like. There are arts like that, but there's no, like, okay, you need to be the healer and heal people.
Okay.
Because the soul voice thing is kind of just baked into everything.
That's good.
And there's a whole lot of characters that you can even have in your party. Like, I think there's a couple like main party members, and then there's ones that you can kind of like we actually have a video up on the YouTube channel. It's an affinity quest with a certain guy, this dickhole named HB. But he can join your party, and he's never really a permanent party member. but he joins you for different missions.
Okay.
And the world, like I've only seen 2 continents, and it's massive and it's amazing, and there's so much shit to explore and do. So like if you're into open world games and just seeing shit, doing side quests, like this is crack.
Open world is my genre, so.
Yeah. And I'm not even that big of an open world guy, but once you get music where it's battle music and like dudes are saying shit for some reason, I don't know why, and like there's a giant dinosaur thing, like I'm in.
Okay.
This one, this has multiplayer, right?
Yep.
Are you able to talk about that?
Right now the servers aren't up for it.
Okay.
Well, but what you can do, you can hire, like if I actually think that Donald, you might be able to find my character, and hire them to join your crew.
What's your character's name?
It's Lauren, because I've gotten into the habit of making female characters and naming them after my wife. That's my character in Yokai Watch, also named Lauren.
All right.
I'll have to look her up, because that could come in handy when I'm getting raffle stomped by like level things that are like 35.
I'm not that high level. Like I mean, it seems like you're about the same part of the story as I am. Although I did screw around with it. I got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna finish chapter 4. I'm just gonna do some side quests before I have to send this off.
Okay, so before we wind this down, then Donald, as our JRPG guy, as the guy who was so excited for this, just one word, based on your experience right now, how you're feeling.
Make it a number, 1 out of 10.
Are you really feeling it?
I think I'm still in the intimidation phase.
Intimidation. Okay.
I think just to sum up where I'm at with Xenoblade Chronicles X is that I guess maybe I'm the inverse of what Scott was talking about before, where I really dug Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm glad that the new 3DS version came out because it gave me an excuse to actually play through and finish it. But I was kind of like, Xenoblade Chronicles X, like, I guess when it comes out, I'll pick it up. I don't know. Like, I don't need to get it right away. And after spending, like, 10 hours with it, like, I'm all in on day one. I'm debating whether I'm just going to play that shit at midnight or go try to find that collector's edition at, like, a Best Buy when they open.
Nice. Well, I mean, that's
where I'm at.
all
Like,
I need to
I went from being, like, I'll play it eventually, to being, like, all in day one. Let's go.
I mean, that's all I really need to hear to get me excited. I think just to get how much time it's been, like my Chronicles boner has like worn off a little bit because I haven't played the new 3DS version. I mean, I played the Wii game and I was like in love with it, and that boner lasted for probably a good year. But now that we're like another year removed, it's
like you made another kid with that boner, so
exactly.
it worked out.
Why do you think the family keeps growing? Number 3 after X is probably on the way.
Scott, you probably should have called the doctor a long time ago.
Yeah. Maybe if you guys don't want any more kids, maybe go and snip things and then get X.
Actually, probably what I'll do is I'll get X, and if I'm getting a little out of hand, a little uncontrollable, it sounds like I should just play some Mario Tennis or maybe some Amiibo Festival or whatever the fuck. And
well, no, with Amiibo Festival, you'll just fall asleep and die.
Hey,
there was
okay.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Amiibo Festival. Other than read my review. I was on Twitter earlier. Don Koopman, because he's an idiot, he's playing the game a lot. And he was near the end of a month, and like the whole point of the game is you want to get happy points and you want to get bells because the bells turn into happy points at the end of the game. It was near the end of the month, and he landed on a space, and it was like, it's the end of the month. You lost all your money. He lost all of his money.
So just wasted the entire month.
It was like 90,000 bells.
I think it was over 100,000.
Okay, and I think it's 1,000 bells equals 1 happy point. So that's just like fucking slam dunk winning the game. To like I probably lost. And the inverse happened to me when I was playing, where like I was playing it with people and it was all very close, and I landed on a thing where it's like, oh, you found a money tree, and I got like 20 times the amount of bells that I had. Like it's stupid.
Yeah, if you want a board game that's all community cards, this is your Monopoly game.
Stop being an asshole, go buy Fortune Street, and play a real fucking board game video game.
Word. Although, if the Giant Bomb Amiibo Festival had ended with that, I I don't know. I might have bought that game just on people.
Desert Escape is pretty cool. Like, let's get that out there. Desert Escape is really cool. The writing's pretty clever. That's it. That's all. The KK Slider amiibo is incredible.
And he's well available if you're willing to get a 3-pack.
Yeah, I got the 3-pack. So if anyone wants whatever the 2 other freaky frickin' things that came with it are, they're on the market.
Okay, all right. There's our Amiibo Festival conversation.
So we got it.
I'm not disappointed now. Okay, cool, cool. Now because I promised it, neither Scott nor me nor Donald will say anything in response. But just because I promised it, Neal, give me like 60 seconds of your feedback on the Nintendo Direct.
I really, really enjoyed it.
All right, there you go.
I thought you were just going to stand up and start furiously jerking off. That's kind of just what I expected.
No, I mean, like, really, when you kind of break it down, their early 2016 lineup, especially on Wii U, is sporadic. Like, I think Twilight Princess HD is going to be really great. I'm super excited for Star Fox 64, Star Fox Zero.
No, you got it right the first time.
Freudian slip.
Like, I'm really excited for the games coming to Wii U next year. Although, I guess I said that Twilight Princess HD looks good. I think that Twilight Princess HD looks but I really want to replay Twilight Princess, so I'm on board. And like all the RPGs and everything on 3DS, that's incredible. Dragon Quest 7 and 8. I think Cloud's really dumb, and that's awesome. There were just a lot of announcements that made me really excited for 2015 to get the hell out of here and let's start video gaming in 2016. Because outside of Xenoblade, I'm just looking forward to a month and a half of barren nothingness. And even then, it's not even the end of January is when Mario and Luigi comes out, which I don't even think I'm gonna bother playing. So,
do we know how that is yet?
There's a preview up on the website written by Don Koopman. I think we'll have a full review of the European version in like a week or two. I don't know when the embargo is.
Okay.
It'll be around. It'll come out the same day as the Xenoblade review. I don't know. They're trying to sabotage each other or what.
I mean, well, they're coming out on the same day in Europe, which I mean, it still doesn't make sense. Like, space those embargoes out, dude. But yeah, so I guess the first week of December is when you'll find out Don Koopman's thoughts on Mario and Luigi, Paper Jam Bros, as it's called in Europe. But just from talking to him about his early thoughts on it, what he has up in the preview, I mean, it seems like they kind of refined the tutorial stuff a little bit, but it's kind of like no Fawful, no deal. Like, that's where I'm at with Mario and Luigi games, and as far as I know, Fawful's not in it. And it's just I don't know. I don't feel like a Mario and Luigi game can ever top Bowser's Inside Story or even Superstar Saga, and I think there's diminishing returns with that series.
Yeah, it does feel like a series where Superstar Saga is, in my opinion, maybe one of the best RPGs of all time, and then it's been making well, it was more like this and then this into Bowser's Inside Story, but like.
I think Bowser's Inside Story is better than Superstar Saga, but not by much.
Okay, I disagree, but this is a heavy debate that's not worth having at all.
No, but I mean, it's like the difference between like, well, I prefer like Galaxy 1 over Galaxy 2. Like, they're both great games, which I do. And I'll fight you if you like.
It's fine. I'm 3D Land over 3D World. We can have this fight all day.
Hey, we're on the same. We're buddies.
Yeah.
We got each other. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good then. So there's a positive Nintendo Direct impression. There you have it. That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's 50 episodes of Nintendo News Report. Yay! We did 50 episodes. I tried to get the party hat going. Like, I tried to get that over my head on this Google Hangouts thing. That's not working. But I can do the clap thing again. That's right there. 50 episodes of Nintendo News Report. Assuming this thing's around in 50 weeks roughly, there will be an episode 100. Okay.
I got it.
Yay! Can you put the dog one on too?
Oh, I sure as fuck can. Boom. And a hat. Holy shit, you can layer them.
Okay.
And a halo. Oh, that made the hat go away. Okay.
Yeah.
All dogs go to heaven.
What else is there? Oh, I could do glasses on my dog.
Can we make this the thumbnail?
This is a real disaster.
This is a preview of Nintendo's Wii U coming out next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how it moves forward. So.
But I'm just gonna leave this on Scott's face.
Here's a cake for the 50th episode.
One candle.
Yep.
We don't want to set off any smoke alarms here. If we had one for every episode, it'd be this thing would literally be on fire.
Okay, so that's our show.
Whoa, look at this shit. I'm a dog on a beach. Life's a beach.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna leave it on Scott.
I'm playing Tetris.
That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Again, good weeks. We're not done yet. We still have a couple things left.
Okay.
Good weeks and less good weeks. We keep going because you are engaging with us. You are the reason we got to 50. You will be the reason why we keep going. I love you all. At Kulafia, at OK Soda, at ZMiller1902, at Donald Mick, at Enron10. That's all of us. You probably know that by now. And last but not least, C786000000EE63C4. Thank you so much, everybody.
You son of a bitch.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye from the river.
Donald, it's up to you.
Oh, right.